Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. This is Business Insight, where we break down the numbers for you and give business a human face. I am Cynthia Nyamai. We will also have sports coming up shortly with Munga, but first, let's have the highlights. Reigning world champion Sebastian Ogier takes overnight lead as the Safari Rally roars back in Kenya. Several KDF soldiers killed after a military training chopper crashes in Gong, Kajiado County. Court endorses Mike Sonko's impeachment as Nairobi governor ratifies Anne Kananu's appointment as deputy governor. Reigning world champion Sebastian Ogier continued his spectacular performance in the World Rally Championship as he took overnight lead after posting the fastest time in the super special stage at Kasarani. The rally was flagged off today by President Uhuru Kenyatta at the International Kenyatta Convention Center.
President Uhuru Kenyatta, who today flagged off the World Rally Championship at Kenyatta International Convention Center, KBC Nairobi, has said the rally holds a special place in Kenya's history and it indicates the ambitions of a country that is led by the dreams of young people. Being the first stage for the competitors, the Kasarani Super Special Stage that covered 4.8 kilometers was won by reigning world champion Sebastian Ogier.
2013. I made a pledge to my fellow citizens that we would bring the Safari Rally back home. And I also promised that I would return the Safari Rally to its position as one of the International Automobile Federation's and the World Rally Championship's toughest rallies. This goal has materialized 9 years later into the event that we are witnessing today.
The series leader was 0.3 seconds faster than Toyota Yaris teammate Kale Rovanpera in the curtain race in 4.84 kilometers. Elfin Evans completed a Toyota Gazoo Racing clean sweep of the top three. The Welshman a further 0.4 seconds back.
We shake down once you've done the first run, then you more or less know what to expect. Obviously tomorrow we're going into all new stages, and again we don't know what to really expect. So although we perhaps have a feeling in the car which is pretty good at this stage, in terms of the conditions we face, we have to adapt to those tomorrow as we find.
I mean, compared to the rest of the championship, it's a lot rougher. So it's probably the only rally of the year where we actually have to manage how fast we go to save the car. So it's a new challenge for us that we haven't done for 20 years. So yeah.
Karam Patel was the fastest Kenyan, finishing in the 13th position, while Kaltundo was second fastest Kenyan.
It's a long way to go. We've got 3 days. This is a fun day, fun sort of 5 kilometers for the fans. Easy to mess up your whole rally by being a hero here. So we'll push, but take it easy, and then look forward to tomorrow, the real sections tomorrow.
The fans could not hide their joy as they witnessed entertaining and thrilling action.
I really am enjoying the day. I've been here from since 8 a.m. I've just been standing here watching the Safari Rally drivers.
Kwa sasa venye nimeona leo hapa si kama venye niliona KICC.
Maneno ya Safari Rally sababu ni miaka mingi sana nilikuwa tu nikisikia Parit Kinjira wakiendesha, lakini sijajionea na macho.
Na it's a big step. Miaka mingi tangu kumekuwa na mashindano ya Safari Rally, lakini hata kama maybe mtu atapata nafasi kuwa Naivasha, at least amejifikisha hapa leo Kasarani.
It has been a thrilling and exciting experience for Kenyan rally drivers who are making their debut in the World Rally Championship that marked an important milestone in the world of sports. Reporting for Channel 1 Sports from Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
Well, as you know, KBC is the official station for the rally, so we'll definitely be following up that story for you. Now, to a more sober story where several soldiers from the Kenya Defence Forces have died and others nursing serious injuries at Defence Forces Memorial Hospital in Nairobi after their military chopper crashed in Kajiado County. According to the Kenya Defence Forces, the plane Mi-171E was on a training mission before it crash landed. The cause of the accident is yet to be established.
At around 9 a.m. at Oltepesi area in Ngong, Kajiado County, a huge smoke is seen emanating from the scene of the accident where a military chopper Mi-171E with at least 23 soldiers on board crashed and burst into flames.
Kufika kwa hiyo mlima karibu iguze wakapindua tena. Nikaanza kuuliza mzee, hii ndege si kawaida. Sasa hiyo tukaanza kukimbia tukaona moshi na fumbi imechanganyana.
According to a statement by the Kenya Defence Forces KDF, the chopper was on a training mission before it crash landed. Those injured were airlifted and are at the Defence Forces Memorial Hospital in Nairobi. KDF did not, however, reveal the exact number of passengers who had succumbed to the injuries.
Wale wameipuka tuseme ni Mungu tu. Tukakuta watu 13 wako alive na kuna wawili wako very injured. Tukaanza kuweka shuka moja, kuweka gari kwenda kukimbia kwa hospitali.
The cause of the accident is yet to be established. This coming just days after a plane heading to Nairobi from Ukunda crashed at the Savo East National Park. Ben Chumba reporting for Prime Edition.
The High Court 3-judge bench has upheld Anne Kananu's appointment as Nairobi Deputy Governor, dismissing a petition by former Governor Mike Sonko challenging his impeachment and swearing in of Kananu. In the ruling, the court noted that Kananu's nomination and appointment were constitutional and IEBC followed due process as provided to by the law in calling for a by-election.
Ruling by a 3-judge bench of Justice Said Chitembwe, Weldon Koril and Winfrida Okwani, the court ruled that Mike Sonko's impeachment followed due process. The court also determined that Anne Kananu's nomination as deputy governor was constitutional despite Sonko's claim that he had revoked it. The court noted the former county boss was only a nominating authority and not an approving authority, and thus could not withdraw the nomination of Kananu without the input of the county assembly, as it would be a violation of separation of powers. Sonko and 6 other petitioners had challenged his ouster, claiming it was illegal and there was no public participation. Sonko was impeached by the Nairobi County Assembly on 3rd December and the decision was affirmed by the Senate on 18th December. Elsewhere, Court of Appeal President Daniel Musinga on Thursday named the 7 judges who will hear the appeal contesting the annulment of the Building Bridges Initiative Constitutional Amendment Bill process. The hearing is slated to commence on June the 29th. For KBC Prime Edition, I'm Ben Troinjue.
The Director of Africa Center for Disease Control, Africa CDC, Dr. John Kansong, has advised the public to wear face masks at all times, even while indoors at their homes. Speaking during the weekly briefing on COVID-19, Dr. Kansong said that Kenya is still in the 3rd wave of the pandemic and an analysis of the data from Kenya is underway. This as the country recorded 741 new cases of COVID-19 and 24 deaths on Thursday.
Kenya is on the 3rd wave trajectory of COVID-19, and Africa Center for Disease Control says more transmissions of COVID-19 infections are occurring within the households. The center's director, Dr. John Nkengasong, now wants Kenyans to avoid overcrowding even in their own houses to help prevent further transmission. According to Nkengasong, Kenya is among countries hit by the fast-spreading Delta variant, of COVID-19 besides Uganda, Gambia, Mauritius, Zambia, Botswana, Ghana, Malawi, Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC.
As a continent, we have recorded 159,000 new cases, and this represents a 30% increase from the previous week.
In the last 24 hours, Kenya recorded 741 new cases of COVID-19 from a sample size of 6,955, bringing total confirmed cases to 181,239. According to the Ministry of Health figures, 24 people succumbed to the disease, but on diverse dates. This as police in Kisii are holding 24 public service vehicles and 17 passengers for not complying with COVID-19 prevention protocols issued by the national government. Irene Uchuma Odim, Business Insight.
Now to political matters, where Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga and his counterparts Musalia Mudavadi of Amani National Congress and Kalonzo Musyoka of Wiper Democratic Movement have urged leaders to work together for the interest of the nation. This as a Wiper Party member of Parliament, Patrick Makau, has hinted that the political outfit is considering ditching the National Super Alliance in favor of a coalition with the United Democratic Alliance.
During the memorial service of former Game Member of Parliament Jacoyo Midiwo at Sitam Church along Valley Road, Orange Democratic Movement leader Raila Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi of Amani National Congress, and Wiper Democratic Movement leader Kalonzo Musyoka urged political leaders to prioritize service delivery to the electorate.
Let us work together. Let us build bridges. Let us pull together.
What is important is for us to come together as the people of Kenya, and we put away our ethnic origins to bring Kenya first.
But even as the trio spoke with one voice, ODM came under criticism, with Wiper's Mavoko Member of Parliament Patrick Makau accusing it of dishonesty in the distribution of political parties' empowerment funds to coalition partners in the National Super Alliance.
Ukisema 2022 we will support Kalonzo. Now we don't want your support. We are running on our own.
Calls for unity in Mount Kenya reverberated today, with Kikuyu Council of Elders patron retired Captain Kungu Muigai.
Sisi yetu ni kuunganisha watu, kulete amani, kulete uwiano na kuchunga mambo ya uongozi mwema.
Elsewhere, Gatundu South Member of Parliament Moses Kuria and his Kiharu counterpart Ndindi Nyoro are calling on Jubilee MPs to decamp to the United Democratic Alliance UDA. They were speaking in Karuri, Banana Town, Kiambaa constituency during campaigns for UDA Kiambaa constituency candidate Njuguna Wanjiku.
Kwa hivyo hakuna administration ya Jubilee na hakuna administration ya UDA ama ya chama ingine.
The Finance Bill 2021 is awaiting voting in the third reading after National Assembly members shot down the introduction of value-added tax to basic commodities such as bread, as well as the excise duty imposed on local sugar, confectionery and motorbikes. On Thursday afternoon, legislators adopted and passed most of the amendments proposed by Finance and National Planning Committee in what they termed as a move to shield and protect Kenyans.
This tax could have affected majority of the hustlers of this country that we represent, and we're not shying away from.
If you go to our streets everywhere, our small kiosks, what they are trading in the most is confectionery, sweets and so on. So Honorable Chair, this amendment is meant to protect the local manufacturers but impose further excise on the imported confectionery. If you want to eat imported chocolate, pay for it.
It is clear indication when you actually remove excise duty on locally produced confectionery and heighten what you tax or what you levy on imported confectionery, because indeed the local manufacturers are employers of thousands and thousands of Kenyans.
Particularly, Chair, I want to support the amendment to impose more duty on things like imported pasta, Honorable Chair. We are getting a lot of things that are luxurious foods, Honorable Chair, being imported in the country by people who can afford to buy those luxurious food commodities, Honorable Chair.
We are now taking a break, but when we come back, we have an interview for you with the EAC Permanent Secretary, and you should not miss on that, coming up shortly.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile and having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
The reason we are saying the last mile is because we have one area that we have not yet attained what we are looking for, and that's elimination of mother-to-child transmission. In their countries that have eliminated mothers passing on HIV to their children, in Kenya we haven't. That is actually the foundation or the bedrock of the First Lady's initiative. And so the First Lady cannot do it alone. Ministry of Health cannot do it alone. And so what we are doing as NAC is working with the counties so that we can all, so that if a mother, before she even gets pregnant, can she know her status? Because if you know your status, that's the first way of making sure that you prevent passing on the virus to the children.
Bwana Motiso, pikipiki yako ndio hii. Uko shwani yangu. Hii pikipiki ni unakumbuka uniekelea the lowest unique bid yako ilikuwa ngapi? 18 shillings. 18 shillings. Na unajua kuendesha hii gari? Kidogo. Haya, kitoko yako shika helmet, kifungu yako chomoka na mali yako.
Kujiunga na QuickBid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. QuickBid, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Did you know that during this time of COVID-19, you can reach us on our toll-free line 0800-724499 or email us on comments@ira.go.ke. You can also visit our website at www.ira.go.ke or follow us on our social media platforms. Now you know. IRA, promoting insurance, protecting the insured.
Malaria ni ugonjwa hatari sana unaoua watu wengi hapa Kenya. Japo kuko na corona, hatari ya malaria bado iko. Mtoto huyu alikuwa na joto jingi, kutetemeka, kuumwa na viungo na uchovu. Alikimbizwa hospitali ya umma ambako sheria za COVID-19 huzingatiwa na ni salama kwa shughuli ya upimaji. Vipimo vilionyesha kuwa ana malaria na papo hapo daktari akampa dawa za malaria na kumshauri azimalize, na ili kujikinga wawe wakilala ndani ya neti iliyotibiwa. Malaria husambazwa na mbu. Walio hatarini ni watoto wa chini ya miaka 5 na akina mama wajawazito. Kupimwa na kutibiwa ni bure katika hospitali zote za umma. Usisahau adui malaria. Zero malaria huanza na mimi. Chukua jukumu leo. Komesha malaria. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na Wizara ya Afya.
Kuna vitu zingine sio bazu true, kama kuchokoza dem sio bazu true, kuwadhulumu kuwapiga sio bazu true, sio poa ni hatia na kukosa utu. Tushikane watu wote tuwe bazu true, kuwalinda wanawake tuwe bazu true, wanaume form ni moja ni bazu true.
It's not a boys club if you aren't all winning. Be better and demand the same of those around you. Kuwa bazu true. Stop gender-based violence.
Welcome to the future of railway cargo transport, presented to you by Kenya Railways. We understand that the greatest challenge in long-distance cross-border traffic is the reliable and timely movement of freight, and so the Madaraka Express brings you the best modern rail service available in the East African region today. Madaraka Express freight service is designed with the client's preference in mind, affording them peace of mind whenever their goods are on the move until the time of delivery. Kenya Railways, right on track.
Welcome back to KBC Business Insight. Remember, we would like to hear from you. Share with us your feedback on KBC Channel 1. Now to matters agriculture, where wheat farmers in Narok are now embracing fodder farming, motivated by multiple planting seasons and higher earnings. Farmers say that they make an average of 200,000 shillings annually from an acre under fodder cropped thrice a year, which is more than double what they earn from wheat that is only cropped annually.
Narok is renowned for wheat and barley production as well as livestock. However, the swatches of land here is now dotted by green vegetation. Farmers are embracing fodder production, motivated by a ready market and higher earnings. They say high cost of production as well as risk involved in wheat farming are also a motivator.
Kwa aina ya Rhodes, kitambo nilikuwa na limangano 5 years ago. Ukiangalia expenses ya ngano per acre ulikuwa unatumia around 20 to 22,000. So ukiangalia na Rhodes unatumia hii nyasi unatumia around 15,000, na ukishaipanda unamwagilia tu CN ambao ni dawa na dawa ya kwekwe peke yake, na uko na guarantee mazao utapata.
From an acre under fodder, they produce between 200 and 300 bales of hay.
Eka moja itakutolea bales karibu 200, na ikikutolea eka 200, hiyo ukiangalia cost yake na ile sale yenye unauza utapata faida yenye iko ya bei nafuu.
A bale retails at about 300 shillings, earning farmers up to 90,000 shillings per acre each planting season.
Harvesting is mechanical, and we per bale it costs about 50 shillings to both you mow, you rake, and you bale. It costs about 50 shillings. Now if you sell a bale of grass at about 200 shillings, you less the cost of 50 bob, you get a margin of 150 shillings. That's almost triple.
Unlike other crops, fodder is grown thrice a year. The weather patterns in Narok is ideal for fodder farming, as the grass grown here has little moisture content, perfect for dairy animals.
Hii ya Narok ni mzuri sana sababu Narok hapa hakuna hiyo maji mingi, ni dry kidogo, na nyasi itakagi maji mingi, na ng'ombe ikikula juu inataka kitu imekauka mzuri, inatoa maziwa mzuri.
With more and more farmers across Kenya embracing zero grazing, demand for hay has been on the increase. Currently, Kajiado and Kisii counties are the biggest market for hay produced in Narok.
Nyasi kwa mfano saa hizi unaona hii tunakata inaenda sehemu za Kisii, inaenda iko na demand mingi sana kulingana na hii mimea zingine na haina gharama mingi.
Kenya faces a deficit of about 20 million bales annually. This has motivated researchers to develop and commercialize new high-yielding fodder varieties such as Toledo, Piata MG4 and Basilic, which are also drought resistant. Currently, seasonal scarcity and low quality feed are among the key challenges affecting livestock production in Kenya.
Ningetaka kusihi wakulima wenzangu tuingie pande ya nyasi. Uhondo uko hapa.
Benson Rioba reporting for KBC Prime Edition.
Earphones have evolved from single-piece wired earpiece to powerful chargeable wireless devices. The increasing price of earphones or earbuds has attracted the attention of technology companies pursuing that business line, and with competition, the customer wins. Today, electronic companies are developing unique earbuds in efforts to set them apart from the competition. In this inaugural edition of Tech One, our reporter Alan Aoko looks at what the 21st century earbud looks like.
To the inaugural segment of Tech One, but the intro aside, we move swiftly to looking at one of the advancements in technology of earphones. Those items that you plug into your ears when you want to listen to your favorite tunes and podcasts. What exactly is the evolution of earphones, and what are the current trends in what makes them a technological advancement? According to Counterpoint Research's latest global hearables market report, unit sales grew by 44% year-on-year during the first quarter of 2021. China showed the highest growth year-on-year, while North America continued to occupy the largest share. The numbers clearly showing the popularity of hearable devices, and in this case, earbuds, which have evolved from earphones as the devices became more powerful. Currently, in the Kenyan market, there are several brands of earbuds. I caught up with LG Electronics Eastern Africa Content Manager William Kamore to explore and understand what has been influencing the innovations in the earbuds business line.
Before we launch a product, we like to hear the customers' viewpoints from especially existing products. Like for example, for most cases when we found from the research, when people are in the market looking for earbuds or earphones, so one is like sound clarity or sound quality, and then also features that can enable you to like comfortably fit. Are they comfortable enough?
He says customers consider the features, aesthetic appeal, and price of the earbuds when buying. But we wonder how exactly one is supposed to pick from the very many brands in the market. William says the difference may be in the unique advancements.
For Bluetooth now, that means it gives it what we call like future-proof. It means that you can be able to pair it or with many other devices, even some that are not developed, or even current devices and current operating systems, because you see others say that this one is not compatible with this, but for LG it's Android or iOS, it could be compatible.
But that's not all. I was very surprised to discover that the tone-free earbuds are equipped with an industry-first UV nano case that eliminates bacteria and germs on the earbuds during charging.
If like I'm to remove them, so you see, yes, you see that light, the blue part. Now that is the UV nano. Oh, this part here.
Oh, that's the
yes,
UV.
That's the UV nano. So anytime, yes, exactly. So anytime you use them and you return them back, so for 10 minutes the UV nano will be active, cleaning the mesh itself, because actually inside here these are the buds, yes, the mesh inside, yes, okay. The mesh is the one that's being cleaned.
But the customer continues to be sophisticated and is demanding more.
The ones that we are looking into, the new ones coming, yes. They will be able to be branded here. Okay. So you can have various colors, you can even have a message to someone or something.
Earbuds in the market are retailing at between 2,000 and 30,000 shillings. But what informs this price tag?
The technology behind the self-cleaning part is LG deployed what we call UV nano, or having ultraviolet rays that break down any harmful bacteria or any harmful object that can infect your ear.
It is clear that the hearables business line has grown significantly, but here are some tips to consider when buying an earbud. Consider what you're planning on using your new wireless earbuds for. If commuting, you need noise cancellation earbuds. Thinking about bringing your new earbuds with you to the gym? Then keep an eye out for the IPX4 or better water and sweat protection. And if you just want an inexpensive pair of earbuds that works, well, there are earbuds in the market for you too. I can still hear individual tones. Well, you can say that's an earful. But that's it from me, Alan Aoko, for Tech One.
Thank you, Alan Aoko, for that report. We will take a short break, but when we come back, we will tell you more about the DRC verification process for them to join the EAC, and we'll have an interview with the EAC Principal Secretary, Dr. Kevit Desai, coming up shortly.
The future of money is simple, like unlocking possibilities with a smile. And having the world in the palm of your hand. It's the ability to touch many lives at the same time and turn your dreams into reality. It's forgetting and still remembering. Simple is having everything that you love in one place. From the ticket to your next meal, to your ticket to the next holiday. It's an easy way to ask for a boost when you're low. And keeping track of everything on the go. The future of money is simple, and it's here. Download the new M-Pesa app today.
If you have been in contact with someone who is suspected or has tested positive for COVID-19, self-quarantine for 14 days and call 7194 for help. Self-quarantine restricts movement and the spread of the disease and protects your family, friends, and community from being infected. During self-quarantine, you are advised to stay in a separate room, disinfect surfaces and clothing with appropriate disinfectant, avoid sharing household items, including utensils, towels, and beddings, do not receive visitors, wear an appropriate face mask if you must be around other people. COVID-19 is preventable. Protect yourself, family, and the community. This message has been brought to you by the Government of Kenya and its partners.
To get Skizatune, Proverbs 3:5, dial star 811 star 961 hash.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways, submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 to 6.
To get Proverbs 3:5, dial star 811 star 961 hash, star 811 star 961 hash.
Jambo jambo, Mombasa mpo. Fursa yenu imewadia. Tarehe 23 hadi tarehe 25 mwezi huu wa Juni, mamlaka ya kudhibiti bima nchini IRA ikishirikiana na serikali ya kaunti ya Mombasa itakita kambi Mombasa katika Open Day ya kipekee kukuhamasisha kuhusu huduma zote za bima. Itakuwa ni siku 3 zilizosheheni mafunzo kemkem kuhusu huduma za bima, haki zako na sheria husika katika bima na mengine mengi. Isitoshe, kampuni za bima na washikadau wengine katika sekta ya bima wakiwemo Retirement Benefits Authority na Capital Markets Authority watakuwepo kutangamana nawe na kukujuza kuhusu huduma zao. Kiingilio ni bure na maagizo yote kuhusu COVID-19 yatazingatiwa. IRA, bima bora kwa taifa.
Jiangalie kitengo yenye huko juu, hata mimi ningejiangalia nisingepata hii nyumba.
Akaniambia sita tumepata nyumba. I was so happy.
Today we are going to talk about affordable housing.
In simple terms, we are talking about the Wanjikus and Musiokis of this country becoming homeowners.
Payment terms vary according to applicant's ability, and this is Believe Your Eyes Only.
Our legends, your legends. And now they're back on your screen.
There's nowhere like home. 21 years.
What a feeling.
Karibu kwa taarifa zetu za leo. Mimi ni Badi Mohsin.
Bringing you news you can trust.
Kuungana nasi kwenye taarifa zetu za humu nchini, ugaibuni na hata kwenye safu za spoti.
Join us every Saturday on KBC Darubini and KBC Channel 1 News as we bring you comprehensive news coverage presented by the trailblazers of newscasting in Kenya.
Mwenda Tesi na Omo, Marejeni Ngamani.
The Legends News Edition on KBC Channel 1 every Saturday.
One handshake. Stay out of my business. It's the beast. Dan Severn. Barely the ball. With authority. Look at this. Tanaka tying up Michael Patrick. He quits. Put her over the top. Here comes Byron Reed. Oh my God. And Hughes is eliminated. Jacob Fatu, the unstoppable monster. What's Samael doing out here? Simon God. Weapons are legal in this match. I guess you can bring a gas can with you. He's got a lighter. Here comes Atlas Security. Oh, thank God. Oh, my God. Oh, good Lord. Come on. Get out of here.
Welcome back to Business Insight. We would like to hear from you, your feedback on this bulletin today. Send us your feedback on KBC Channel 1. Now to matters East Africa, where the East African community has started the process to admit Somalia and the Democratic Republic of Congo into the trading bloc. EAC Principal Secretary Dr. Kebit Desai believes that if admitted, the mineral-rich DRC, which has a population of 90 million people, would help expand the market for EAC to 240 million people, growing intertrade and business opportunities within the EAC. Admission would help DRC leverage the manufacturing and product standardization capacities in EAC, as well as access the ports for exports. Earlier, I had a chat with Dr. Desai about what admission of Somalia and DRC means for EAC. Having the chairmanship now, what are the areas of priority, and are we likely to see a different approach?
Indeed, Cynthia, I think that we are looking at a new situation, a new approach, but towards the same common goals of creating greater inclusivity of the entire East African community. And what that means is promoting the necessary equity so that all stakeholders, all citizens of the EAC can actually benefit from the EAC, whether it's from a social perspective, where they're able to not only move freely, but also carve out livelihoods and be recognized for their potential and be able to amplify that potential within the community, but also within the context of commerce, the ability to amplify your existing trade, commerce and industry and service sector, and find ways in which we're able to promote that development inclusivity for environmental issues, the ability to own natural resources, but also promote that conservation and benefit. The areas of the vision include the ability for us to promote greater self-reliance at a time when we need to, especially in these COVID-19 times, have the ability to promote greater intra-trade, manufacture and depend on the economies more by way of our economy, find solutions not only from an economic perspective but also from health, promoting universal health care, creating greater security across our borders, ensuring that the resilience of our countries is enhanced by the mere fact that we work as a bloc, we solve problems together, we are able to leverage and promote the necessary transformation.
What are the benefits of DRC joining the EAC?
Well, it increases existing diversity, which is in abundance within the EAC, now increases it manyfold. DRC comes in with approximately 90 million people, which, in addition to around 150 million, is a huge block.
Yes.
And as it is, the AC is the 8th largest block, but this would make it transformational. But it's also an opportunity for DRC to realize its aspirations, being a very resource-rich country.
Yes.
Its ability to leverage from the East African community's manufacturing capacities, its standardization capabilities. Over the last year, we have introduced 50 new standards to 1,500 standards.
Yes.
And that ability for us to use the ports, the direct access to world port systems and transportation systems, in addition to the ability to promote greater movement of people, their skills, their competencies. And so the membership is mutually beneficial.
And have they met the requirements?
Well, this is now in process at at the Heads of Summit.
Yes.
This was discussed, and indeed the pronouncement was that both the DRC and Somalia would be explored by way of seeing to it that they meet requirements of commonality and the ability for them to have the necessary structures and capacities to join the East African community. And in the last sectoral council for ministers for planning and affairs, it was decided that a verification mission be established. And indeed, it's this week and the next week which enables us to ensure that we are able to now start the entire process and the formalities for their membership.
Is the inclusion likely to stabilize the country, DRC, especially politically?
Yes, I think so. I think that certainly from an economic perspective, we'll see gains by way of ensuring that they'll be able to arrive at their aspirations more efficiently in a risk-free, mitigated environment, which enables them to promote greater wealth and opportunities for export and trade and value addition to their existing business people. It'll help formalize and promote greater efficiency in the day-to-day operations of commerce, trade and services. This will have an impact by way of creating greater sustainability for a country. And this ability to invest and have access to much larger markets is really a fundamental issue in terms of political developments and meeting the visions, the sovereign visions and the regional visions of the area. So this would be really the starting point, the ability to promote greater resilience, self-reliance, development inclusivity to the opportunities that exist. And certainly the social aspects will have a huge impact by way of ensuring that citizens within the EAC and DRC, Congo, can move and also seek opportunities by way of livelihoods, but also share cultural experiences and key areas of diversity which would enrich partner states, but also the ability for their political systems to be supported by a confederation within the East African, ultimately a federation. This would also be supported by way of ensuring that they're able to promote greater development politics and their whole area, but from a very solid base of the economy and the movement of people.
To my last question, a lot of times there's been discussion for many years about the EAC, but a lot of times people don't really have an understanding, especially the public, of what are the benefits of the EAC. We're seeing the youth getting into starting their own businesses. How does the EAC plan to educate people about the benefits and especially reach out to the youth?
This is one of the key areas that we would like to address within the chairmanship of His Excellency President Kenyatta, where, through his pronouncement, he's talking about areas of greater economic activity through value chains, the free movement of people, the ability for us to promote ICT connectivity and a one network area. All of this has an enhancing role by way of ensuring that more benefits are acquired, but also accessible by all. As we speak, there's a lot of trade that goes on across borders.
Yes.
In fact, I'm very proud to say that it's the women that lead the overall engagement, through their ideas, their business acumen, their ability to create relationships, create markets, and do trade. And I think that this is precisely what we need to amplify. And what that means is that, we'll need to put technology at the forefront. As we speak, it's only 12% of African roads that are tarmac today. The ability for us to promote value addition depends on processing capacities, promotes technology transfer. The ability for us to connect seamlessly from port to market or produce areas requires us to bring down the cost and time of transportation. All of these benefits need to be prioritized within the EAC in order to make it more equitable and accessible by all. The other aspect, indeed, you're right, the youth and the common medium age within the EAC is around 17.5, which means that, 100 out of 170 million people, indeed, by far the greatest majority is the youth, and they need access to opportunities, indeed, but the opportunities will be created by agreeing on developing markets in a systematic way, harmonizing policies, legislations, regulations, standards, promoting that cohesiveness with the infrastructure, the coordination capacity, as well as the ability for us to build capacity, skills, and talent, and promoting that innovation. We've seen a lot of demonstration by the youth, and indeed the ability for them to be involved and invest and think beyond, their individual respective countries is absolutely critical. They need to imagine the EAC as their source of livelihood, and their ability to promote their creativity, their curiosity, and their ability to find ways in which they're able to carve out that livelihood. So this can happen if we focus on the Common Market Protocol, the ability to re-establish it. At the last meeting in Arusha, the last ministerial meeting, it was agreed that we will once again relook at the transformation of the Common Market Protocol. This will be done through a very inclusive process. And this time round, what will be different is that we will be looking at the individual elements.
Well, the voting process for DRC was officially launched today. We'll definitely be following up that story for you. Even though food grown organically fetches higher prices in the market, investments have remained low. The Via Division Africa Trust Executive Director David Amudavi is urging the government and the private sector to help narrow the funding gap in organic farming.
Some of Kenya's agricultural exports have been flagged in some international markets for having high drug residue levels. To address this, conservationists have been encouraging farmers to embrace organic farming and reduce use of chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizer in food production.
For farmers who will do it the organic way, they become producers for the consumers, for the markets. And in this country, we can feed our population using organic practices.
Experts are calling on the government and the private sector to invest more in the organic farming value chain to produce more and tap into the huge markets.
If you want to aim on an international market, you need to produce quality, and quality means also the absence of chemical substances.
This as Via Vision Africa Trust say it plans to train 2 million farmers on organic farming in the next 4 years.
To increase our food security, to diversify our food production, and to sustain it should be complemented by all efforts. From the donor community, yes, we agree, but we shouldn't rely on that 100%. From our own governments, through part of budgetary allocation, looking at where our priorities.
Benson Rioba reporting for KBC Prime Edition.
Kenya has rolled out a campaign aimed at increasing the consumption of catfish, tilapia and troutfish in 15 counties. The campaign by Aquaculture Business Development Program is geared at helping improve national fish consumption annually from the current 4 kilos per person to 10 kilos by the year 2030.
The aquaculture production in Kenya has stagnated for a long time before peaking to 24,000 metric tons in the year 2015. However, through aggressive aquaculture initiatives, the government hopes to increase production to around 50,000 tons by the year 2030. Experts believe that Kenya has the potential to produce 11 million tons.
We are looking at supporting the smallholder aquaculture farmers in the rural areas to do their business in a more efficient way so that they can it can be profitable and be a sustainable venture.
As part of aquaculture development strategy, Kenya has mapped tilapia, trout and catfish to increase fish production in 15 counties. The Aquaculture Business Development Program National Coordinator Sami Masharia says this will be achieved through organized fish fairs staged in each interested community or cluster of communities.
We want to move the farmer from the low production. At the moment, most farmers are between 10 and 50 kilograms production per year. But we want to move them gradually until the program is over. At the 8th year, we are having farmers producing up to a ton per year per farmer.
Masharia says the farmers will be engaged in the identification of national icons as fish champions within the community to facilitate the production of fish production. Masharia says the farmers will be engaged in the identification of national icons as fish champions within the communities to facilitate the promotion of fish consumption. The ABDP is an 8-year, 15 billion shillings funded program by the International Fund for Agricultural Development and the Government of Kenya, targeting 213,000 direct beneficiaries in 15 counties.
Now, Tax 101 is a weekly segment that will focus on highlighting some of the tax that you pay with the aim of helping you understand the levy. In this week's edition, we focus on value-added tax, or in short, VAT. As our reporter Caroline Jenga narrates, VAT is levied on a product whenever value is added at each stage of the supply chain from production to the point of sale.
The value-added tax, VAT, is a consumption tax charged on the supply of taxable goods or services produced in Kenya and on the importation of taxable goods or services into Kenya. Some tax experts simply define VAT as the tax charged on adding value on a product right from production to the point of sale. The amount of VAT that a consumer pays is based on the cost of the product less any of the cost of materials used in making the product that have already been taxed. Any person, individual, company or partnership that has supplied or expects to supply taxable goods worth 5 million shillings and above within 12 months must register for VAT. Registration is done on the KRA portal commonly known as iTax. Once registered, you will be required to account for VAT charged on your taxable supplies through online monthly returns and pay any VAT due. VAT is commonly expressed as a percentage of the total cost.
The VAT rate in Kenya is 16%. For example, if a product costs 10,000 shillings and there is a 16% VAT, the consumer will pay 11,600 shillings to the merchant. The merchant keeps 10,000 shillings and remits 1,600 to the Kenya Revenue Authority.
However, the National Treasury has the leeway to vary the VAT rate on specific products, but this has to be approved by Parliament. Some goods and services supplied to EPZ, privileged persons and some public bodies, as well as essential products such as milk, the government charges zero VAT, or simply said they are zero rated. In 2018, the National Treasury, with the approval from Parliament, reduced the VAT rate on petroleum products such as bituminous, diesel, super petrol and jet fuel from 16% to 8% to make them affordable. Caroline Jenger for Business Insight.
The Kenya Revenue Authority will target high net worth individuals, the digital economy, in a new strategy targeting to expand the tax base by 2 million taxpayers. This is contained in KRA's new corporate plan that hinges on technology to drive up tax compliance. Here are the details of this and other stories in the corporate brief.
KRA targets to increase revenue collection from 1.76 trillion shillings in the next financial year to 2.5 trillion shillings in the year 2023-2024, leveraging on its 8th corporate plan through tax simplification, technology-driven compliance and tax base expansion. KRA Commissioner General Githimboro says the strategy is necessary given the prevailing challenges such as the 2020 general election, post-COVID-19 recovery measures and a growing informal sector that is hard to tax. Meanwhile, Family Bank Bond has raised 4.42 billion shillings against the 3 billion shillings target, with a green shoe option of 1 billion shillings in its first tranche of the corporate bond offer via public placement. Family Bank was seeking to raise 4 billion shillings with a minimum subscription of 100,000 shillings with 5.5 years tenure priced at 13% per annum. Family Bank CEO Rebecca Mbedi says the cash would be spent on increasing lending to small businesses and strengthen the capital base. Elsewhere, Africa Logistic Properties has broken ground for Phase 2, 3 and 4 of a 100,000 square meter modern warehousing facility in Limuru, Kiambu County. Industrialization Principal Secretary Ambassador Kirimi Kaberia says warehousing and industrial markets are crucial to the growth and development of SMEs in the country.
When a facility such as this is developed, it improves the capacity, the access, the opportunity for the SMEs. With this kind of facility, they get the edge without having to incur that cost. To us, that is a very big boost to the small to medium-sized enterprises.
Finally, Equity Group Holding shareholders have today passed resolutions that will reinforce its government structures, continue to satisfy the board composition and assure investors of dividend payout every year. Board Chairman Isaac Masharia says the resolutions reflected strong confidence and optimism in governance, oversight and management of the group. Regina Manyara reporting for Business Insight.
Let's take a break for now, but coming up shortly is Sports with Munga.
Bwana Motiso, pikipiki yako ndio hii. Uko shwani yangu. Hii pikipiki ni unakumbuka uniekelea the lowest unique bid yako ilikuwa ngapi? 18 shillings. 18 shillings. Na unajua kuendesha hii gari? Kidogo. Haya, kitoko yako shika helmet, kifungu yako chomoka na mali yako.
Kujiunga na QuickBid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16. Kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. QuickBid, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Well, good evening. I'm Richard Munga with the latest in the world of sports. Now, UEFA has confirmed that away goals rule in European club football is set to be abolished from the start of next season. The rule, used since 1965, decided drawn two-legged games by favouring the team that scored the most away goals. All ties level on aggregate at the end of the second leg will... Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo reached another famous landmark as his 2 penalties in Portugal's 2-2 draw with France last night took him to 109 international goals, a joint world record for men's football. Ali Daei, who scored 109 goals for Iran between 1993 and 2006, and Ronaldo are the only 2 male players to score 90 or more international goals.
Cristiano Ronaldo equaled the men's all-time international goal-scoring record as defending champions Portugal drew 2-2 with France to qualify for the last 16 of Euro 2020 as one of the best third-place teams. Ronaldo scored his 108th and 109th goals both from the penalty spot to equal Ali Daei's record set with Iran between 1993 and 2006.
Here goes. Same spot, different. Popper looking here for the opportunity perfectly. Now the assistant referee's looking right at it. That's a goal. Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, was that a hand? Was that a hand? Referee says yes, it was. And we have a decision here. Can Lloris defy him? Ronaldo!
Meanwhile, Germany will face England in the last 16 after twice coming from behind to draw 2-2 with Hungary and knock their opponents out of the tournament.
Germany can breathe more easily, but wait a minute! Wait a minute! This is astonishing! Schaefer for Hungary has restored their lead! And can they get the shot in? Werner into a forest of legs. There it is! Leon Goretzka!
And Spain earned their first win at Euro 2020 in style as they thrashed Slovakia 5-0 to progress as Group E runners-up and set up a last 16 tie with Croatia. Sweden were 3-2 winners over Poland. The Euro 2020 enters the last 16 stage on Saturday.
Well, congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo on that famous landmark, and happy birthday to Lionel Messi, one of the games, undoubtedly, arguably one of the best that ever played football. Well, that does it for sports tonight, but throwing you back to Cynthia Nyamai. Cynthia, maybe you have anything to add, in regards to tonight's bulletin.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to the rally over the weekend. I've seen the hashtag. Everyone is going to Naivasha on Saturday. I don't know if you'll also join them.
Unfortunately, I will not be able to, but that is good news because I'll be here in studio updating, fellow Kenyans on the, different updates in regards to the Safari rally. And just to mention, Kenyans are being urged, of course, to not get carried away because a few incidences were, noticed. There are a few incidences happened that may reflect badly when it comes to Kenya wanting to remain in the WRC calendar. And I think, Cynthia, I will be adding more on that tomorrow, as we'll be having more Safari Rally updates as well as studio analysis. And for the viewers, always stay tuned into Channel 1 for more updates. And I guess that's it for me. Cynthia, have a good night.
Thank you, Munga. Remember, we are the official station for this year's rally. I am Cynthia Nyamai. That is all we have from you from the Business Insight. Join me again on Thursday, same time next week.
Welcome to the future of railway cargo transport, presented to you by Kenya Railways. We understand that the greatest challenge in long-distance cross-border traffic is the reliable and timely movement of freight, and so the Madaraka Express brings you the best modern rail service available in the East African region today. Kenya Railways has established an integrated transport service with start and destination responsibility. We are here to move you and your cargo across from the coastal port city of Mombasa to your destination reliably, safely, and efficiently by operating a high-frequency, long-distance connection service that links the railway system with road and marine transport points. We do this by providing the necessary connectivity from the port of Mombasa to the hinterland. As a customer, your biggest interest is the ultimate arrival of your goods on time and in the best condition. Thanks to the Madaraka Express freight service from Mombasa to Naivasha and the revamped meter gauge railway connections from Naivasha to Kisumu and Malaba, Kenya Railways is positioned to deliver ever higher economic impact across the East African region. Whether it be conventional cargo, containerized cargo, or any other cargo, we connect markets and are there where we are needed 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Today, we have an enhanced service that includes a number of cargo trains moving both directions between Mombasa and Nairobi. The double-stacked Madaraka Express freight service operates cargo trains daily that deliver more than 1,000 containers to the 2 inland container depots in Nairobi and Naivasha respectively. We create the decisive competitive advantage on the market for customers due to Madaraka Express punctuality and reliability. Madaraka Express freight service ensures speedy service by taking only 8 hours from Mombasa to Nairobi. The goods that are transported from the Naivasha Inland Container Depot will take approximately 10 hours to arrive in Kampala, ensuring that Madaraka Express freight service comprehensive end-to-end logistics network connects seamlessly to onward destinations including Kigali, Bujumbura, and Kisangani. Kenya Railways employees combine expertise with passion to implement future-oriented, achievable, and implementable logistics solutions. From the gateway port of Mombasa, we are currently carrying more than 4 million tons of goods a year to their destinations in a safe, reliable, and efficient manner. Madaraka Express freight service is designed with the client's preference in mind, affording them peace of mind whenever their goods are on the move until the time of delivery. Kenya Railways, right on track.